Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, and you guys who didn't get to watch Backlash. I think you missed out on a pretty decent show. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't spectacularly amazing, but it wasn't a bad show either, and that's kind of the cool part of this whole situation. Now, we got a lot to talk about and a limited amount of time to discuss it, so just to give myself a quick little bit of a reprieve so I can get some of these graphics uploaded because I didn't get the chance to upload them all. Give me 5 minutes and I shall return and we will get back into this and you guys can see who won whose matches and I'll explain how everything went down later. So just give me 5 minutes, ladies and gents. 5 minutes and I'll be finished. Turns out I only needed 1 minute. So, let's get into the show, shall we? Now, we'll start from the end and work our way back to the beginning. Let's just talk about it. All right, we'll take the poll down for now. Let me see. Take that down so you guys can see. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu put on a very good match, in my opinion. I thought that they did exceptionally well, but this match didn't end in a very clean finish, which I didn't expect it to do. I didn't expect Jacob to roll over easily in this match, and I didn't expect Roman to be the Roman of old, because he's a different OTC than he was when he was battling his cousin and, of course, ruling over WWE, as he put it. So, with that being said, the match itself, if I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a nice 8 out of 10. I think that overall they did exactly what they were supposed to do. The hype did live up to the match. Both men were doing their best to keep each other on their toes, and it worked. Jacob was ruthless in this match. This is just about as ruthless. He was very, very ruthless compared to what he's been lately. This was a nasty, very targeted version of Jacob Fatu, which I happen to enjoy a lot more. I don't like it when they kind of they tame them or they box the people in. I want the full unmitigated version of Jacob, and that is because I've known what Jacob is capable of and what he can do when he's given the reins to do so. No pun intended. So, watching this matchup, I really wanted Jacob to win, but unfortunately, due to circumstances to which Roman created, Jacob Fatu was not able to pick up the win. However, Jacob made it very clear at the end of this match that this was not over and that he was going to continue his pursuit of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He used the tongue and death grip in this match, and he ended the match with the tongue and death grip, so much so that Roman was literally choking in the middle of the ring. Spit was everywhere. No twins showed up. It was just Roman and Jacob. No other family members showed up. And of course, Jacob was not happy with the way that match ended, so he attacked Roman relentlessly. So much so, it took almost all of the producers and Adam to come out there to stop him from attacking Roman, but none of that worked either. Adam got thrown out of the ring. The dude who, what's his name? Shane Helms, he ended up getting super kicked in the face. And as they were getting ready to get Jacob together, they got him out, but he then went back on another pursuit of Roman again and took the title and held it up over his head at the end of this match. That was a clear sign that Jacob Fatu is not finished and that this is far, far from over between these two. I like this feud. Out of all the feuds that I saw, second to Braun Breaker and Seth's match, this actually had the best story heading into Backlash. I like that the feud didn't necessarily end, or, you know, they added some layers to it. And that really, really works, because if they hadn't and they just let Roman win clean, it could have squashed Jacob and all of his momentum. And that's not what I think they wanted. They want something that has legs, that has longevity, so they can stretch out Roman facing off against Obafemi as long as possible. With that being said, let's go to the next match. I didn't get to watch SmackDown last night, which is why you guys did not get a recap, because my internet went out. There was no internet, no phone, no nothing. So I was unable to finish watching the show or do commentary on it, and I was not able to do a recap of the show. I don't even know what happened. I know they had the funeral, and I'm sure Lil Yachty came back during this time, but I don't really care. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this matchup. I don't like the way that they had to almost keep Sammy down and beat him down while Trick Williams bullied him relentlessly for him to only get the title and drop it. I feel like this did not have to happen with this championship. You could have had that title still on Carmelo. Carmelo could have had his Mania moment, and you could have allowed him to perform at a highest caliber. These two could still have this feud without this championship being involved. I also don't like the fact that Sammy is always the one who has to bear the brunt of just about everything. That pisses me off to no end. I'm just going to say this. This match was fine until we got towards the end. Lil Yachty got involved. Of course, Sammy tried to cheat. It didn't work out in his favor. And Lil Yachty cheated again on Trick Williams' behalf. Trick Williams was able to retain, and everybody was happy. Me personally, I don't like when the bully wins. So I'm not happy. So if I'm going to give this match a rating, I'd give it a good 6 out of 10. I think out of the match itself was fine. I didn't like the heavy interference from Lil Yachty. I didn't care for that. To me, that still leaves an asterisk next to Trick Williams' name. And to me, it leaves a question of, can you do this? Can you perform without having interference? You didn't do it at Mania, and you didn't do it here at Backlash. You constantly have someone in your corner wreaking havoc. I also wish that Carmelo Hayes was able to show up and cost Trick Williams this title, mainly because he cost Carmelo Hayes his championship first. And I just think that that's only fair, personally. But sometimes we don't get what we want, so we move on. Trick Williams retained his championship. Don't know where they're going to go from here. They haven't built up anybody else to go after Trick Williams. And if I were Sammy, I would completely crash the fuck out, cut my hair, go back to my short haircut, and come back and just wreak havoc on everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Cody Rhodes, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, give it all to them. You know what I'm saying? Take everybody out. Everybody. I'm still going to be on Sammy's side because I don't like this shit. But we're moving on to the next match. Danhausen. Danhausen revealed who his partner was. His partner was a mini Danhausen. Now, there was heavy speculation that it was going to be CM Punk, that it was going to be Stephen A. Smith. Thank God it wasn't Stephen A. Smith. I didn't mind the mini Danhausen. I thought it was funny. He also had a clone machine out there, and he cloned a bunch of other mini Danhausens. They came down there, and they took out Miz and Kit Wilson. And ultimately, Danhausen is currently undefeated. He has 3 wins and 0 losses. He is undefeated on the main roster. So congratulations to you, Danhausen, on your first PLE win. It's got to be kind of cool to show up in WWE and to have this massive win under your belt. Congratulations to you. We're moving on, okay? We're moving on. Let's go to Io Sky and Asuka. To me, they had the best match of the night. It was long, but it was fun. The girls were giving everything they had in this match. And ultimately, in the end, the girls were able to hug it out and have their moment where they no longer were feuding, and Senpai finally respected the student. Io Sky did defeat Asuka. Asuka tried every trick in the book. She even tried to miss her, to which Io was able to block with Wade Barrett's notepad. It was a very, very interesting way to block the miss. Most people duck, but she was able to use another object to block it. And it worked. Io Sky was able to best her senpai, and she is a winner at Backlash. The feud is over. The girls have mended fences. They embraced each other, and Io respected her senpai by bowing to her. And of course, Asuka gave her all the respect in the world by raising her hand and hugging it out. I only wish that Kairi Sane was there to see it. But out of respect for Kairi, the fans were very much not happy with her absence. And they too were cheering for Kairi Sane. Now, if they do it as loud as they did R-Truth, I don't know. WWE might bring her back. So hop to it, ladies and gents. Anywhoosies. The last match, or the first match on the show, on the card, was the match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. If I'm going to give this match a rating, I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. The match itself was spectacular. I thought Braun Breaker did great, and Seth Rollins is always a good thing to watch when it comes to wrestling. However, I am not a big fan of a lot of interferences when it comes to feuds. I think that when it comes to feuds, even when the feuds are just beginning, or even when the feuds are in the middle, that sometimes the heavy interference takes away from the feud. Now, I know that Seth has an issue with the Vision themselves, but his main problem is with Braun Breaker. And I think that this match should have been between him and Seth, no outside interference. However, that's not what happened. The Vision showed up in terms of what was it, Austin Theory and Logan Paul. They both got knocked out with chairs. This was a big enough distraction to allow Braun Breaker to recover, and he took out Seth Rollins with, what was it, like 3 spears? It took a spear, then Seth was able to, counter that. He then was able to hit Seth with 2 spears. One of them was while Seth was getting ready to do a super curb stomp. Seth ended up getting speared out of the air, and then Braun Breaker picked up speed and speared Seth Rollins and took him down for a final 1, 2, 3. So, whether you love him or hate him, Braun Breaker has beaten one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation, and now the only way to go from here is up. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out on Monday Night Raw. There weren't a lot of SmackDown matches happening on this card. I mean, Danhausen and Miz and Kit are from SmackDown, and of course we had Trick Williams and we had Sammy. But for the most part, this match card was very small. There were no women's matches except for Io and Asuka's. There were no title defenses from Liv Morgan or from Rhea Ripley. The tag team titles were not defended for the women nor for the men. There's a lot missing here. And I'm not sure that that was the smartest move for WWE, but I understand it. The final thing that we heard about on this particular show for Backlash was from John Cena. And a lot of people were obsessed with the fact that John Cena was getting ready to announce Club WWE, and he was going to add some layer to Club WWE. Well, that's not the case. John Cena announced the John Cena Classic. That's going to happen every single year. And it will be a showcase of main roster superstars and the superstars of tomorrow on NXT. They will all compete in matches. They will qualify for these matches and compete, and there'll be a new title introduced. This is going to be the John Cena Championship. This is a champion that is chosen specifically by the fans, and for the first time ever, you get to vote on who gets to be champion. That part I thought was very interesting, seeing as how John Cena is always about the hustle, the loyalty, and the respect. Now, me personally, I would have had them compete for the title. Maybe that's the way that it is, and he's like vague on the description, but from what he said on live, and Gerard was there, he heard it. Am I messing it up? Isn't that what he said? That they vote the champion, and that's how the champion is chosen. He is chosen by the fans. I'm assuming it has a lot to do with giving the fans the power that they rightfully deserve. I don't know if I like that too much. I like my champions to compete. I like them to compete when they're well liked. I mean, I don't want people who are overwhelmingly liked by the IWC to be the only ones who could possibly be champion. I feel like he should shift that. There should be a chosen one by the fans. And then whoever wins in terms of the tournament, it should be a tournament for the Classic. Whoever wins in that regard should compete for the John Cena title. And then every year they can defend said title at the Classic. Me personally, that's how I think that should happen. That way you have a chosen one by the fans and you have someone who's also picked by WWE, seeing as how we know how everything works when it comes to matches and competition. I just want it to be a little bit more competitive, a little more work being put in. You know what I mean? I just want it to be fun. You know what I'm saying? And that I like. I just want some more competition put in there. That's all. No shade, but John Cena, that's cool. I love that for him. Aaliyah said, yeah, that it doesn't matter if they win or lose the tournament, they could still be champ. That's what I thought. So, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. I am very curious about it. It looks like I'm assuming it's going to happen towards the end of the year, the way that they did the John Cena's retirement tour. And he seems to be very happy with what he came up with. He seems to be very passionate about it. And I hope that it turns into something worthwhile. Overall, PLE wise, if I had to give the PLE a rating, a grade from A being absolutely excellent, S tier being over the top spectacular, and F just being total shitter, I would say it was a high C. I think a C plus is an accurate description for it. It was entertaining. It was watchable. It's not something that you're like, oh, I missed this. But you will feel bad that you missed Braun Breaker's match with Seth because it was good. If you care about Asuka and Io, then I would say go back and watch that match because to me, it was the best match of the night. If you want to see what happened with Jacob in terms of him being completely unhinged and released, like really went off on Roman Reigns, then you need to watch that. So I give it a high C, maybe low B if I'm being fair. All right. Overall, it was a decent show. So I would say watch it. It is rewatchable. It is something that you can sit and look at and talk about if you want to. It's totally up to you. But for me, I enjoyed it. I thought it was an excellent show. Wasn't over the top, but it was excellent. Performance-wise. Now, I don't know where we go from here. The next PLE. Oh, yes, I do. I lied. Sorry. It's a long day. Don't judge me. The next PLE is Clash in Italy on the 31st of May. But the next TV PLE is May 23rd. And it is going to be Saturday Night Main Event. And this is going to be in Fort Worth, Wayne, Indiana. And then I guess that following week afterwards, when they go over to Italy, they will be in Turin. And on May 31st, it'll be Clash in Italy. So they've got a lot of booking to start happening heading into Clash in Italy. I assume it's going to be all hands on deck. And this PLE will more than likely be much, much longer than the previous one, because they're going to have a lot of bodies and they're going to have a lot of people on that card. Now, I didn't get to see anything that happened Friday, so I don't know what happened between Cody and Gunther. I have no clue about anything. I didn't even get to see the match between Fatal Influence and Rhea Ripley and them. I didn't get to see any of that. So I have no idea what happened. My cable or internet cut off right in the middle, right after Tiffany Stratton beat fuck ass Kiana, right? It was right after that. It cut off. So I missed everything. But y'all make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I was not going to be on here long to talk about Backlash. Backlash was cute. It was a nice little moment. And we're moving on. We got 2 things to talk about, to worry about in the next couple of weeks. Saturday Night Main Event and Clash in Italy. That is what they're going to be booking towards next. The summer tour starts the week of Saturday Night Main Event, I believe. So, y'all, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll be covering everything. I will give you a full recap of Monday Night Raw. Next week, I will also give you NXT and SmackDown, of course. You guys will get all of that from me. And we are going to get out of here, okay? I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to be in here long. I have no desire to do that, all right? Now, don't forget, do me a favor and a solid. Over on my other YouTube, okay, I have the stuff I want to talk about podcasts. It's up. It's messy. It's there. We have Am I the Asshole on there. We're doing Reddit Fridays every single week. And I'm going to be doing Pop Culture Wednesday this week because we got a lot going on. You're going to get a double feature in this week's Pop Culture Wednesday. But stuff I want to talk about podcast is up and it's over there. So please go listen to it. There's some other videos up you might want to listen to or, hear about with the weight loss journey and all of that. All that stuff is up. Okay? So make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. Love you lots. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.